Hey there everyone, Mr. Dickin here. In this video we're going to be graphing from intercept form. Intercept form. So the format for intercept form is basically going to be factored versions of standard form. So we've already discussed how to graph from standard form. That was the target 8 stuff. Target 9 is going to be factored form or intercept form. Now intercept form is great because the mental math aspect of it is pretty straightforward. Just by looking at the factored form, right, if we imagine that this was set equal to 0, so if we pretend that the y value was 0, that's basically finding x-intercepts for us because a y value of 0 means it's on the x-axis. So if I were to solve this for 0 as if we were solving a factored equation, I'd get x equals -1 and x equals -5, right? Well, those are my x-intercepts right there, -1 and -5. So what we've just done is we've gotten two freebie points from the graph just by having x-intercepts given to us. All right, the next thing I can keep in mind is that parabolas or quadratics are symmetric by nature. So that means the axis of symmetry is going to be smack dab in the middle of these two numbers. Because I'm either going to have a parabola that opens downward like this, or a parabola that opens upward like this. But regardless, -3 is going to have to be my axis of symmetry, because that's smack dab in between. So the axis of symmetry will always be directly in between your x-intercepts. Well, if I know my axis of symmetry, I automatically know half of my vertex, don't I? I automatically know half of my vertex. Well, just like we did previously, if you know the x value for a vertex, just plug that in for x and see what you get as the y value, and boom, there's your vertex. So if I were to plug in -3 for x, that'd be -3 plus 1 times -3 plus 5. So there's a negative out front times, let's see, that'd be -2 times +2. So -2 times +2 is a -4, but there's a negative out front, so it's going to be a +4. And now we have our vertex. So -3 comma +4. My a value is going to be whatever the coefficient is in front of this whole thing. Well, in this case, it's just a negative sign, but that negative sign is really, a -1. So my a value is going to be a -1, which means I'm following the 1, 3, 5 pattern. Well, I've already got my vertex. I just need to go down 1 over 1, down 3 over 1. There's already a point there. And then I'm going to run out of graphs, so I'll pretty much be done after those. So down 1 over 1 in each direction. Down 3 over 1, we've already got those. Well, once we have our points, let's graph them up, and we're done. So pretty quick. Pretty quick. Let's see another. All right. Ooh, we have an a value of 1/2. Oh boy. All right, first thing we can gather from this is we have x-intercepts at 6 and at 2. So 6 minus 6 would give us 0, and 2 minus 2 would give us 0. So these factors tell us the intercepts. So at 6 and at 2, we're going to have x-intercepts, which then means directly in between them is our axis of symmetry, which also tells us part of our vertex. So my vertex is going to be 4 comma something. Well, let's figure out the y value there. I'm going to plug in 4 for x. So 1/2 times 4 minus 6, 1/2 times 4 minus 2. That would be 1/2 times -2 times +2. One thing you guys are going to notice, these two numbers, when you plug in your axis of symmetry value, these will always be the same as each other. That kind of makes sense because that's just the difference or distance between the axis of symmetry and those points. So 2 units away, 2 units away. All right, 1/2 times -2 times -2. That would be 1/2 times -4. That would be -2. All right, we have Our vertex is 4 comma negative 2. We have our x-intercepts. Yay. Now our a value is at 1/2. So normally we would use the 1, 3, 5 pattern if a was 1, but a is 1/2. So it's going to be the 1/2, the 3/2, the 5/2 pattern. This one gets a little bit more convoluted. As long as you have at least 3 points, you're probably going to be good. But if I wanted to get extra points, I'd go up 1/2 over 1 in each direction, then up 3/2 over 1. We already got those points on there. And then that'll be enough. As long as I've got 5 points, I should be good. We'll graph them with a U, and we're done. Yay. All right, 2 more. Dos más. X times x plus 4. X times x plus 4. Some of you might find this beneficial to write it as x plus 0 times x plus 4. So I haven't changed the value of anything. I just kind of rearranged and retitled this x as an x plus 0. What that does is it makes it a little bit more obvious that my intercepts are 0 and negative 4. So if I know my x-intercepts, I know that smack dab in between them is the axis of symmetry. And if I know my axis of symmetry, then I know the x value for my vertex. So my vertex is negative 2 comma something. Well, to figure out that something, I'll plug in negative 2 for x. So this would be negative 2 times, negative 2 plus 4 is 2, so negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. So negative 2 comma negative 4 is my vertex. Now the a value of this thing, there's nothing listed, it's technically a 1. So the a value is technically a 1 since there's no coefficient established, which gives us permission to use the 1, 3, 5 pattern. So from my vertex, I'll go up 1 and over 1 in each direction. Then I'll go up 3 over 1 in each direction, and we already got those values there. Once we have our points, connect the dots with a parabola, throw arrows on the end, celebrate, move on. All right, one last one, then we're done. Negative 2. All right, so negative 2, that means we're going to have a downward opening parabola. Negative 2 times x minus 5, x minus 3. All right, first off, I've got intercepts given to me, 3 and 5. Got intercepts at 3 and 5, which means the axis of symmetry is going to be smack dab in between those two at 4. So my axis of symmetry is 4, so my vertex is going to be 4 comma something. Well, to figure out that something, we'll plug 4 in for x. So negative 2 times 4 minus 5 and 4 minus 3. Remember, these two parentheses will always work out to be the same number, just one is opposite of the other because that talks about the distance from the axis of symmetry to the vertex points. So this would be negative 2 times negative 1 times 1. Negative 2 times negative 1 is 2 times 1 is still 2. So 4 comma 2 is my vertex. And since my a value was a negative 2, it's going to open downward. And it's not going to follow the 1, 3, 5 pattern. Instead, it's going to be 2, 6, 10. So from my vertex, we'll go down 2 over 1 in each direction. Already got those. And then from there, we'll go down 6 over 10. And it looks like I'm not going to have enough graph, but if I did, it would be probably right about there. Once you've got your points, connect them with a U. Shadaisy, we're done. So that is it for this learning target, folks. Graphing from intercept form. You know the drill. If you have questions, please let us know. As always, good luck, have fun, be safe, roll tide.